It's time for Shawn and Maya in the morning.
Quick pitch to Walter, looking for the record, cuts back, he's got it, he's out of it at 25 to the 26-yard line. Walter Payton becomes the National Football League all-time leading rusher.
Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Chicago has won the Stanley Cup. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will blemish, go to Rizzo.
It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on our special Tuesday edition. Man, it's been over a year since I've done a show on Tuesday, back-to-back days. Man, oh man, oh man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and I am fired the freak up. Yesterday, the Bears played the Pittsburgh Steelers in Steel City. No, not Gary, Indiana, in Pittsburgh. And let's just say I'm a little fired up about some of the shit that went down in the game yesterday. Players, officials, coaches, just not a happy camper about it. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We got a little abbreviated show, 2-hour show, so we need to get at it quickly. We're going to get into it quickly because there's a lot to talk about. There is plenty of blame to go around. Wow. Guys, thanks for tuning in. If you're watching this on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. Now, if you haven't liked us on Facebook, what are you doing? Go to Facebook, go to SportsZone Chicago, type in and click the like button. It's the little thumbs up button. Click the like button there. And while you're on Facebook, do me a favor for a goof. Why not? For a goof, okay? Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, our Facebook page. Check that out as well. Okay. And, like and subscribe there as well. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. Now, if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, I don't even know what to tell you. All right. Except this, go to YouTube, type in SportsZone Chicago. Okay. Click the subscribe button. Okay. Now you have Shawn and Maya 3 days a week. Well, in this case, it's 4 days this week. But in addition to that, you'll get our other 5 live shows that we have throughout the week. And they're all archived there, so you can check them out at your leisure. And if you're watching this on our app, that is even more excellenter. Okay? If you haven't downloaded the app, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go to wherever you get your apps from. iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Sears. All right. Type in SportsZone Chicago. Download SportsZone Chicago. Take us with you on the go. In addition to Shawn and Maya in the morning, okay, 3 days a week, okay, you will get our other 5 live shows. They're all archived there. But also we have a slew of articles that you can read and about Chicago sports, so make sure you download the app. You can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at SportsZone Shy, that's CHI, at SportsZone Shy. For a goof, tweet the show. You can tweet the show at SM_morning, at SM_mornings. Now, if you want to follow me, just me, personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Well, here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the Snapper. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. If you want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Akai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram because you do it just for the gram, because you're an IG, or just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. I would be remiss if I didn't bring him out. He is the man who makes everything run smoothly over here at SportsZone Chicago. He is my Puerto Rican Swiss Army knife. Okay. But he's also known as PR Swiss. He's a little fired up this morning. What's up? Let's bring him out, Ivan Vargas. Ivan, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Good morning, Shawn. Yeah, man, I don't know if you want to go ahead and get right into it, but I'm ready to get right into it.
No,
that game.
no,
Yeah.
Let's go to protocol. Let's follow our schedule here.
Then
we'll
hello, good morning.
Oh man, listen, we got a great show, but we need you to get interactive, and you're gonna want to get interactive with this one, man. We got people jumping in on the text line. Marshawn, what's up, Papa? How are you? Eric Bolin, good morning, sir. Thank you for checking in. Armando Lara Jr., what's up, Papa? Thanks for tuning in, man. It is going to be, coming in hot. Here's the great part about it. I had a chance to stew over this overnight. Think about it. And I got even more pissed off. There's even more pissed offness in me right now. That's an old phrase. You could use it if you want. More pissed offness. And wow. There's the lot. It was a good game. One that I win. I thought they're going to win. But there were some unforeseen circumstances, okay, that went down. So, folks, we're going to get right started. You know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
Just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the morning, unfortunately, Joe, I don't think Joseph's going to be with us today, so we're going to get right into it. The first top of the morning segment, as you all know, the Bears game yesterday. That's why we're on today. You see me in my Justin Fields jersey because he had a breakout game. I think that was his breakout game yesterday. He had a breakthrough last week. Yesterday was his breakout game. And let me tell you something. Justin Fields, dude, this dude is a real freaking deal. All right. If you didn't believe it at that point, then you best believe now. All right. Justin Fields, he was 17 for 29, 291 yards, a tutty, a pick, 89.9 quarterback rating. And he delivered his team to the doorstep of victory. The doorstep of victory. Okay. Drove his team all the way down. They got a touchdown. Come on, man. Then that touchdown to Darnell Mooney was a thing of beauty. The pass to Allen Robinson to set it up was a thing of beauty. This kid is ready. This kid is the real deal. For those of you who don't believe me, when I've been telling you this whole time that this kid's the real deal, and you didn't believe me, okay, understandable. You may not want to believe me. The proof was in the pudding yesterday. You're on Monday night on the road in a hostile environment, okay? And this kid looked ready to roll. This kid looked like he'd been waiting for this. Like this is what he had been wishing for and wanting, and he got it. Okay? He got it. Watch what you ask for because you just might get it. Guess what? He got exactly what he asked for. A tough team, a tough defense on the road in a hostile environment on national TV. You're the only scheduled game on the slate. You're the only one playing. Only game playing across the National Football League. And this kid steps up, brings his team to the precipice. You know the
Precipice?
Precipice. I'm still kind of jacked up from CrossFit this morning. The precipice of victory, only to be stolen away. And let's not get it twisted. Okay, let's not get it twisted. I'm about to say, we're going to talk a lot about the refs and all the bullshit calls that they had, okay, which they were tons, okay, and that played a factor, a big factor. But let's not get it twisted. There are plenty of opportunities for the Bears to win this game despite the referees. Okay? Here's one of my issues. Robert Quinn, what the fuck are you doing? You are an 11-year veteran. You mean to tell me that those 3 inches that you were lined up offside are going to help you get to the quarterback faster. Not just once, twice. That was inexcusable. And the fact of the matter is, if Shawn Desai had any balls, he would have pulled them out. If Shawn Desai had any balls, he would have pulled them out and said, hey, you don't do this because you just screwed us. You gave us 5 yards. Take him out of the game. You yell at his ass. Put him back in. Then if he does it again, take him out of the game again. And then don't get me pissed on Shawn. Don't get me started on Shawn Desai. Don't get me started on Shawn. Why the fuck?
Sean Pagano? Sean Pagano, Sean? Sean Pagano? Because that's what I thought was out there.
Coverage. Why do you have Robert Quinn in coverage? You paid a guy $70 million freaking dollars. You didn't pay him to be in coverage. You paid him to go after the quarterback. But I digress. Robert Quinn was unacceptable. What you did yesterday was unacceptable. You know better. Hand behind the ball, head behind your hand. That's what you're taught in grammar school. Those 3 inches, although she says it matters, that doesn't matter in the game. It only matters negatively twice. You got called for neutral zone infraction, for encroachment, for being off sides. And the defense, the other guy, the dude, the other penalty, the kicking, the Karate Kid, he got one too. Like, come on, people. You cannot do this to yourselves. And as bad of a game as the officials called, you did yourselves no justice, no service by acting stupid.
There's a couple of real big ones I want to highlight as far as the misses from the officials. The cut in the box that wasn't on James Daniels, that was bullshit. The phantom pass interference, 2 phantom pass interference calls, in my opinion, on the referees. And then I'll actually add 2 more. The hit to the head on Justin Fields that wasn't called, even though the slide was ugly, he still went to his head with his shoulder. And then the roughing the passer. You had a roughing the passer on Justin Fields. 2, you count it, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi almost, and then he gets hit by the defender. No call there. And then you had and for shit to get, you had a soft, yeah, you had a soft serve. You had a soft serve sack on fucking Ben Roethlisberger earlier in the game where he barely got touched, and you're making calls. Tony Correnti was fucking absolutely pathetic last night. The one area where I don't think he was pathetic in was that taunting call. And you can hate me if you want, but I don't think he was wrong on that one. Cassius Marks gets a huge sack. Biggest play of the game. You got all the momentum on your side. You do your karate kick, you celebrate with your team, and what do? You about face and beeline. I know he wasn't running, but beelining right to the sideline. He was damn near on the 40. He was damn near at the numbers, Shawn.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, go ahead.
He wasn't. I watched it.
Okay, here we go. Hey, all right. We'll show it right here. He was damn near at the numbers when he was talking. He was approaching the 40 on the opposite side of the field. Right? Here's a sack. Kick, right? He's on the far hash mark. Correct? Far hash mark. Beeline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's an angle that shows where he's is this a replay? Hopefully they get this angle
right here. This is the angle you're talking about. So here he goes, gets up from the sack. He's past the hash. He's past the second hash. He's past the tackle box. He's still walking after that. That's 3 steps after the tackle box, right? After the hash. He's damn near on the 40. And I got another angle for you for those who said that he didn't say anything and didn't open his mouth, because he did open his mouth and called the Steelers a bunch of punk asses. You see the punter right there, right? Postured up and talked to the sideline as if he was taunting him. That was the ruling on the field. This bullshit with the bump from Correnti, that's another story. Now here I want to show you another one, right? Because everybody's giving Cassius this walk. Look at his mouth. Close here. You got Roquan Smith to his right. Or to his left, excuse me. Look at his mouth. Tell me he doesn't say anything. I'll play it again for those that didn't see
we
it.
can't see it. We can't see it. I can't see it. It's kind of. Yeah, I can't see it, dude.
Tell me you don't see teeth. Tell me he doesn't say something.
No, because you expanded too much. It's blurry. I can't see it. Here's the issue. Okay.
Dude, he said no. The
Here's-
issue is
here's
it's
the
the
issue.
biggest play of the game. The issue is it's the biggest play of the game. Let me
Here's-
finish my point. And you went ahead and karate kicked in the air and walked right to not your sideline. Not your sideline. I don't give a shit if they cut you in the offseason. I don't give a fuck. You just made a big play for your team who is down. You're on a 2-game losing streak. You're getting your ass whooped, and you want to be a selfish fucking player. They're looking for the shit. They're looking for it, Shawn. You can't go ahead and bail this guy out because, oh man, we hate the rule. They're looking for it. You need to be more disciplined. The team lacked discipline last night. That was a part of it.
I'm not gonna disagree with you that he needs to go over. I'm not gonna disagree with you. He didn't need to go over there. Okay. The fact of the matter is, okay. Now here's, Roquan Smith is right there. Okay. For being a leader, okay, Roquan, you need to grab him and say, let's get over here. That's for starters, okay? That's number 2. Number 1, he doesn't need to go over there. He doesn't need to go. You made a big play. It's third down. You're getting off the field. They're punting. You don't need to do that. I agree with you. And my coach from Holy Cross, Rob McGovern, that's the dude who was yelling at him. He was coaching me when I was at Holy Cross back in the day. And he ripped him a new asshole. Football is an emotional sport. Now, this bullshit taunting rule that they have is just that. It's bullshit. It is bullshit, and that needs to be reevaluated. But until it is, then you cannot put yourself in that position. And he put himself in that position. Now, refs, you cannot make that call. It's not as if he was on their sideline. He took some steps past the hash toward their sideline, okay, in a critical moment of the game. This is where refs don't need to be factors in the game. It's not as if he stood over somebody. Okay, if you want to follow the letter of the law is what they said, then bullshit. You're full of shit, refs, because then letter of the law means when Justin Fields gets hit after he throws the ball and the defender takes 2 steps and then hits him, the letter of the law is fucking roughing the passer.
Shawn, he did a jump kick.
So hold on.
He did a jump kick.
No, I'm not. I don't care. I don't give a shit. If you're gonna go letter of the law, if you're gonna give me letter of the law for that, okay, then give me letter of the law for 2 steps and hitting my quarterback after the ball's gone by the defender. So don't give me letter of the law in one case when you want to use it and not in the other. Don't give me letter of the law, because if you want to stay consistent, then you stay consistent, because Justin Fields, and this is why and Matt Nagy, you're going to get my wrath as well. But you 2 steps to the quarterback and then hitting the quarterback in the back and there's no call, that's letter of the law. That's in the rule. 2 steps, it said. So if you want to go letter of the law to what March did, which was wrong, it should not have happened, and technically, yes, it is a penalty, then you give me the fucking letter of the law when you're hitting our quarterback 2 steps after he throws the goddamn ball. So you cannot pick and choose letter of the law. If you are an arbitrator, which you are as an official, then you must adjudicate the way properly according to the letter of the law. So yes, I agree with you, Marsh. You should not have done it. You were fired up because it's your old team. They cut you. Discipline needed to step in, and it didn't.
Agreed. But like I said, Shawn, a jump kick, then you celebrate with your team. All your teammates come to you. You see it on the video. Your teammates come to you. Then you walk past the other hash mark, 4, 5, 6 steps, open your mouth with the punter running to your face. Tony Correnti is like he even said it. We're watching for that shit. We're watching for it. That goes on coaching as well. You're not coaching these guys up to know, hey, I know it's a big play. I know it's an emotional game. Keep your emotions in check. We're going to take a fucking penalty, and it's going to affect this game, which it did. You got Scott Van Pelt saying, oh, it didn't affect the outcome of the game. No, it fucking did. It fucking did, because 3 points on that drive is way different than going down and scoring a touchdown on the ensuing drive, which the Bears did. So you can't tell me that wasn't a huge major part. I totally agree with you. You have to be consistent. Consistency was lacking on the officiating crew yesterday. But you can't tell me in the biggest play of the game that Cassius Marsh didn't make a mistake by walking to the Pittsburgh Steelers sideline instead of celebrating with his new team. He's on this team, the Chicago Bears. I don't give a shit what happens over there.
Wisely. Do not say he walked to their sideline, because
he walked to their sideline.
No, he did not walk to their sideline. He walked toward their sideline.
He walked towards the sideline. He's walking to their sideline, right?
Yes, toward, not toward. To the sideline means he gets to the sideline.
No.
Yes, it does. No, the English language. Use your words properly.
Okay. So he starts walking towards the sideline, and he's still wrong, correct?
He's yes, I agree with you.
Okay, so then what the fuck is the point? What does that matter? He was wrong. Period. He was wrong. Period.
He was wrong. But what I'm saying is, use your words properly. Words are powerful. So when you say he walked to the sideline, it means he went there. If I'm walking,
he's approaching the sideline. He was headed towards the sideline, and he didn't. And he did that.
He walked.
That's neither here nor there. This is neither here nor there.
But what I'm saying is, when we're talking about it, don't give people if they didn't see the game, don't give them the misconception or the image that he's at their sideline, because
I just showed the clip.
Just because you showed it doesn't mean everyone saw it. Someone could be listening while they're driving. Someone may not have seen it because they're working, and that's what I'm saying. You can't if you show the clip, then you have to say he walked toward, not to. Big difference. It's big difference. The English language, the words are powerful. Very powerful.
He would have gotten a flag whether he walked to the sideline or towards the sideline.
Yes, I agree with you. He's wrong. Why are you yelling at me? Because he's wrong. I agree with you. He's wrong. And you're yelling at me because I agree with you that he's wrong. I just said, be careful of the words you use. Don't paint a picture that is not true. When you said by your words. Your words are powerful.
Well, we're all painting a picture of Cassius Marsh not doing anything when he clearly did. The media, I watched 3 shows last night and this morning where everybody's like, Cassius Marsh did nothing wrong. What are we talking about? Right? So there needs to be, and you're absolutely right. Words mean something. There needs to be some type of clarity into what the fuck happened, because Cassius Marsh, in my opinion, deserves the same amount of blame as fucking Tony Correnti's bum ass.
He does. He should get that same amount of blame. All right. There's no reason to walk over there. I understand. Okay. And you have to understand that this game is being pussified. You have to understand that they are calling this dumb shit now. You have to understand if he even thinks you're taunting or anything of that nature, they will call it, because as you said, Tony Correnti himself said, we are looking for this. We are watching this. This needs to be reevaluated. This needs to be done away with. This needs to be gone from this game. It's an emotional game. You're dealing with emotional players, and you want people to not celebrate on the biggest play of the game for him and for our defense. You want him, and again, there's a gray line. So what can you do? What can you celebrate? Walking toward their bench. Wrong. Completely wrong. But you understand the backstory? You understand that, who knows what's going on? He's got to do a better job of being disciplined. Roquan Smith, who's right next to him, has to do a better job of getting him away. You're right next to him, Roquan. You're right next to him. Pull his ass away and say, fuck them. Let's go over here and celebrate with us. Roquan, you take a little bit of the blame. Not a lot, a little bit. The blame falls squarely on the shoulders of Marsh. And the stupid ass rule. And the stupid rule. The stupid rule. I'm telling you something. This is the one thing that I was concerned about with sports gambling. This is the one thing that I was concerned about with sports gambling. It really was. Okay? That an official can affect the game. An official. What was the line? 6.5. It opened yesterday at 6. It was at 6.5, and I don't know if it moved later toward the game. They didn't cover anyway. Okay? They didn't cover anyway. But the fact of the matter is they could have. The fact of the matter is that they could have covered. If Justin Fields doesn't lead this team down, okay, because of all the bullshit that the referees called, this is an issue for me. This is a big issue. And Tony Correnti needs to be investigated. Tony Correnti needs to be fired because, and here's my thing. And you know what? I'm going to hold off on this thing because we got to take a commercial break. And on the other side of the break, did you get any of the Matt Nagy's presser?
I have it. I have it ready to go. I think
Okay.
it's loaded right here.
Play,
if not, I'll have it before the break.
We'll play that coming out of the break. And I'm going to tell you why this dude has to go. I'm going to tell you why there's no if, ands, or buts. I'm going to tell you why this dude, in my opinion, is the worst head coach probably in the history of head coaches. Stay here. Don't go anywhere, folks. All right, we got this on the other side of the break, so don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning at SportsZone Chicago.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash on the SportsZone Chicago.
The kick is on its way, long enough, high enough. That kick is good. Boswell, an incredible night at Heinz Field, has put the Steelers on top with 26 seconds to go.
The action courtesy the Steelers radio network. 29-27 the win over the Bears last night. Chris Boswell with a 40-yard field goal to win it. Pittsburgh able to hold on despite a 21-point rally by the Bears in the fourth quarter. The Bears have dropped 4 in a row and are 3-6 overall. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh with wins in 4 straight. They're 5-3. A big night for Boswell. He's the first player in NFL history to make 2 50-plus yard field goals, make a game-winning field goal, and recover an opponent's fumble all in the same game. He did it in the fourth quarter alone. NHL tonight, the Blackhawks host the Penguins. Download the free Score app. Lightning fast updates so you never miss a thing. That's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. I'm Chuck Sanders. That's the Sports Flash on the Sports Zone Chicago.
When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes. It's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop.
Gingerbread on the side.
He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on SportsZone Chicago in the special Tuesday edition of Shawn and Maya in the morning. Let me tell you something. We're gonna listen to Nagy, and this solidifies he has to be gone, and he needs to be the first Bears head coach to be fired mid-season.
Yeah, we're gonna just play it in its entirety. I didn't have it cut up. Some of it.
Just play it. The whole thing. It worked. The fact that you didn't have it cut up is gonna. Perfect. That's perfect. Because you're gonna hear this whole fucking thing.
A-Rob has a hamstring, and Akeem has an ankle sprain. So we'll see where that goes and how that is. Losing the game is tough. It's difficult. Too many penalties. 12 penalties. 115 yards. The first half for us to be able to let them start with the ball at the -40 twice, and then within our own territory is, we can't have that. And so we got to get more points in that first half offensively. I thought the second half, the defense played better. We had that deal down there at the 1 yard line going in for the touchdown, put us back a little bit. Second half there's a lot of ups and downs and emotional across the board. Special teams was big, getting
I don't know about you, Shawn, but I felt like there was a lot more ups than downs in the second half.
Special teams did that, and for
especially on offense,
out for 36 to scoop and score. I thought, when they went up 6, and for us to get the ball for Justin to lead that offense down there and finish with a touchdown it was really good. But in the end, we didn't finish, and gave them the chance to make that field goal in the end and win it, and that's where we're at. So with that, I'll go ahead and open it up. Yeah.
Can you hear the question?
I'll have to find out.
No.
I didn't see it, but you can't, in those situations, you got to be able to get off the field, So I think that's one example of us making sure that we don't have that stuff happen. No, I mean, I don't know about the two teams. I just look at what we have with 12 penalties. It's too many, and that's for us. We gotta because what it does is it pushes you back or it gives them free yards, and it's a rhythm game, and you want to stay in rhythm. You want to stay away from penalties, and I feel like we need to be better there.
I'm shocked he knows what rhythm is.
Yeah. We tried to steal a few yards there the play before. Watt made a good play, tipped the ball down, credit to him. And so you could have went either way there, realistically. You could try to throw the Hail Mary and have something happen, or try to kick the field goal. Obviously, we chose that one, and I think both are low. But, it would have been nice to get a few extra yards on that previous play.
Coach, prior to what ultimately was the game-winning drive for the Steelers, were there any conversations between you and Coach decide about how you wanted to defend them schematically on that drive?
No, because I think that's, Shawn knows. I mean, we were really excited going into that drive, very confident, felt good about, hey, man, here's where they're at. They got the one timeout. They got to get a field goal to win it. Schematically with what we do, we want to make sure that we keep them in bounds, wrap up. And then we gave them some free yards there too with some defensive all sides and neutral zone stuff. So again, that's probably what we'll look back and see. They had the false start there that kicked them back 5 yards, and then they had that third down which made it 4th and inches where they ultimately kicked it. So those are moments that we got to understand where we're at. You get a quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger, he can make you pay, and a credit to their coaching staff for.
See how he just runs? He keeps running his freaking mouth.
Yeah, he runs away from questions. He just keeps talking until he thinks it's done.
Hold on.
How important is that in your whole grand scheme of things with him?
And why is nobody asking him?
Is great.
About the freaking officials.
When they scored, they kicked that field goal, went up 6. There was a really pretty neat moment of just looking on the sideline. You could feel it from the players, like, okay, we fought back to get to this point where a touchdown wins it. And then I looked over at Justin, and he had this smile on his face where it was like it was his time.
Hell yeah, it was his time, because he's the fucking man.
The confidence that gives you as a coach when you see that. I mean, it was like he was almost hoping that this was going to be the situation. And then for him to follow through with that and make those plays that
you were almost hoping he would save your job.
Good feeling on that sideline. And I think so when you talk about the growth for him and for the offense and just our team in general, like that's a moment, right? That's a moment. But in the end, we lost. And that's when you're in that locker room right there. This is a team game, and that's what our guys care about. That's what we care about, and we gotta figure it out.
And specifically on the deep shot, the A-Rob, what did you see on that?
Stop, everyone. Here's the thing. Everyone's asking him this.
Well,
no one's asking about the damn officials.
Justin, I thought the one thing too, as we went through this game, I thought our offensive line, especially against this front, they did a good job of really making sure that T.J. Watt didn't affect the game, and along with Hayward too. So he had time. He made a nice throw. I thought you guys probably felt more downfield shots today, having an opportunity to do that, and that was one we connected on. We need to get more of those and then execute, and we ended up doing that in the red zone. But again, Justin being able to kind of feel that, stay on time with his feet in the pocket,
no doubt,
nice
Bill.
Throw, A-Rob make a nice catch, it was good for us.
The first half offensively was pretty clunky.
Mm-hmm.
Why, in the bottom line, why is everyone shying away from the referee questions?
Yeah, well, it's not an easy, it's a difficult environment out here. when you're out here getting going, and there's some things that we want to always. I think the biggest thing is like when you say the word clunky, it's probably just more rhythm and tempo in and out of the huddle. We had the one play where we called a timeout, but other than that, I mean, there's just it's the communication. We want to keep that going in and out of the huddle. If you have any formation, motions, or shifts, you got to keep that going. You got the play clock. So again, with Justin
inundates
being
you with
a
nonsense.
and going
No one
through
gives a
these
shit.
experiences
Nobody
are good for him,
cares.
just
Nobody
understanding that.
cares.
And I thought
They
that
care about the officials.
starting with him,
They care
and the
about the
rest of
bullshit
guys
calls.
coming out that second
They
half
care
in a
about
tough environment
the
down like that,
about Marsh.
He really showed,
this is what they care about.
how he was able to improve with that, with the offense.
Somebody needs to ask him why he only can score field goals and not touchdowns. Score a touchdown in that first half. It's a different fucking game.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get his production. That's going to happen because he's too good of a football player. You just can't have it be over the top where it ruins the game and affects it so much that you just can't. It affects how you call a game. So, give credit to Coach Laser and Coach Juan, the O-line, and being able to, be able to get some chips and slams on the edges. And then the guys got to execute too. The offensive line has to execute. Justin's got to stay on time. The wideouts got to get open. And in the end, I thought that we were able to do that more so in that second half. And that's where, when we go back and watch the tape, we want to see.
Let's see what the next question is. It's going to be another sissy-ass question. Good.
Yeah.
Coach, how do you balance like a guy adequately being able to celebrate perhaps the biggest play of the game with things that
Yeah, I know. It's again, I did not see it, so it's hard for me to comment yet because I haven't seen it.
Of course.
I think we all
because it wasn't on this big screen.
Emotional game. These guys it's a different deal when you're watching on TV. It's a different deal when you're. I mean, it's an emotional game, and so that's not an excuse in anything. But we gotta be smart, and it's also an emphasis this year, right? It's a major emphasis. So knowing that it's a major emphasis, we all as coaches and players got to make sure that you just don't even put it in the gray area.
That's my point. Why the fuck don't your players understand
that?
That?
Job. You work like hell to get off the field. So come off the field, right? And celebrate with your guys. And so again, I gotta see it. I didn't see it, but it's it's one of those deals that we know they're emphasizing it.
So Tony Correnti said in the full report after the game that he just saw the player looking or saying something to the bench. Does that change anything for your view, or do you still?
Yeah, I mean, again, I still got to look at it. It doesn't matter what I think and when I look at it, but the biggest thing is I think what they're trying to direct is whatever you
HR have been saying that for a while now. Him and Shawn Desai are two peas in a pod.
So that's the rules, and we got to follow the rules, and that's as simple as that.
Yeah, on that touchdown to Grant that was negated, did you get a clear description on what the penalty was with that? And then were you expecting a personal foul on those following plays or roughing the passer?
So the first question that you asked, I got it from, the first question you asked, I no comment on that,
What kind of explanation were you seeking on that? I mean, James.
No comment. Here's where you stand up for your players.
That it was a cut in the box, which is a rule, but.
So
again,
here's pause this, Ivan. Pause this. Here's the fucking issue that I have. Okay, when he said, "What about the penalty?" You're not trying to get fined, is what you're doing. Okay, you are not standing up for your team. You're not standing up for your players. And had you had the balls, and do you have any of the Marsh presser? You got.
I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up.
Okay. You were asked specifically about that cut that negated the touchdown. Okay. The fact of the matter is there was no cut. The fact of the matter is there was no contact. The fact of the matter is it was a bullshit call. Okay. It was a bullshit call. If you cut someone outside the box or in the box like that, it's a penalty. Well, guess what? He tried to and didn't. He tried to, and there was no contact made, and the penalty was thrown. So when you get screwed over like that, again, in a key situation, as the head coach, what you do is you go and you come to the defense of your team. Because you can't arbitrarily throw a flag saying, well, he tried to do it. He tried to cut him. That was the intent, but he never made contact. So because there was no contact made, there can be no foul. And if Matt Nagy, if you had the balls, if you had the freaking balls to stand up for your team, for your players, you would have come out and said, hey, listen, we played a horrible game. We had plenty of chances to score, plenty of opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. But we also got screwed by the refs. The refereeing was atrocious. They're trying to kill my quarterback. The roughing the passer call. You cannot take 2 steps and hit my quarterback. And if you go and the call to about Marsh was an iffy one, you don't throw that at that point of the game. You don't throw that. You put your flags away on pass interference at the end of the games. And DBs can damn near rape a damn receiver.
They didn't. They just called the bad one on us.
But you want to call that because it's emphasized this year. You don't make yourself a part of the game. You don't determine the outcome of a game as referees. If it's not that egregious, you keep it in your pocket. If someone rips you down by the face mask, then of course you call that. But Matt Nagy needs to come out. He needs to get on those officials, get on national TV, which he was, and say the ref screwed us. They need to be investigated. They can't continue to have horrible calls like this. You know what? I'm going to get fined. Fuck it. I'll pay it. I will pay it. And you know what? You know what that would have done in the locker room? That would have galvanized the locker room toward him. Your players would have had so much respect for you because you standing and going to bat for them, because they know it's bullshit. They're on the field playing. You know it's bullshit. Don't give me, well, I got to see. I don't know. I got to check it out, and, I'll watch it tomorrow, and maybe, yeah. No, you know exactly what the hell's going on. Your guys have it upstairs. You can see it at any time right after the game. You can see exactly what they're talking about. So you're a coward. You are a coward, Matt Nagy. And the fact that any of your players trust you and believe in you is a shame. It goes to your ability as a used car salesman to piss on their shoes, look them in the eye, and tell them it's raining. And that's a shame, because these players deserve better. You are a fraud. You're a coward. And the day you get out of here you cannot be gone too soon. You cannot. They could have fired you yesterday. It's still too late. Too long you've been here. You are a fraud and a coward. And to not stand up for your team is egregious in itself, and that is fireable. You don't want to pay $20,000, $50,000 when you're a freaking millionaire to stand up for your team, to get your team to trust you and believe you, and to call out the bullshit that's going on. Screw you. If I were your players, I'd say screw you. You don't have my back. If I'm Justin Fields, you don't got my back. The dude's taking 2 steps and hitting me, which is also an emphasis this year. The 2-step and then hitting the quarterback, that's emphasized this year, just like the taunting. You need to get on those officials. You need to make it known on national TV and all your press conferences that was bullshit, and you didn't. Let's listen to Marsh, this jamoke.
I didn't get one.
The celebration is really all clear about.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You said anything to the bench.
Here's a Roquan Smith need to grab him and pull him away.
Have you ever been flagged for that celebration?
You know what, Shawn? Real quick before we continue with this, if he fucking does that, you know what I mean? Like if Roquan has the presence of mind to go ahead and say, "Hey, hold on a minute, dude," grabs him by the shoulder pad and said, "Let's go." None of that. Like I guarantee you, Tony Correnti doesn't do shit. I guarantee you, he can't do shit. He can't because a leader grabbed the player before anything happened. It got squashed. It was solved. It was resolved. But Roquan didn't, and that's what happens.
I think that that one was just bad timing. It was, I think, pretty clear to everybody who saw it that I wasn't taunting. And like, you know, I've been doing the celebration my whole career, and you know, it's just sad to see
Stop
stuff
there
like
for a
that
second,
happen
Evan.
in a
Press
close
stop.
game
Press
like
pause.
that.
Press pause. Press pause. Listen, don't fucking lie, dude. Don't fucking lie. Okay? That was not your celebration. You walking over and you doing a karate kick was not why you got flagged. Okay? Don't sit there and paint yourself out to be a fucking victim. This is what I talk about, people bullshitting and spin. You're a spin doctor. You walking toward their bench and staring at them is why you got the flag. Not because of the fucking Mr. Miyagi kick, okay? So don't sit there with puppy dog eyes and act like you did nothing wrong. Okay? This is a team that you played for. They cut you. You walk toward their bench to celebrate and yell at them and say whatever you said. Fuck you.
You call them punk asses.
Whatever he said, you don't do that. So don't sit there and come out like, I don't know why. That's not taunting. Yes, it is taunting. It's a bullshit call, but it's still taunting. So don't come out here and act as if you did nothing wrong. That's so much like fucking people today in society. I don't know why he shot me, because you had a fucking gun, asshole. You shot 3 people and you pointed the gun at the officer. I don't know, but he was a good kid. I don't know how they. No, do not try and spin this.
And that's why
what you did was wrong. You got called for it in the worst possible time. I get it. It's a bullshit call. It's a bullshit rule. It should not be there, but you still got to abide by the rules, even if they're bullshit, because this is what happens. You take a victory away from Justin Fields. You take a victory away from the Chicago Bears that they needed because of your selfishness.
And this is why I was heated, Shawn, before we restarted. This is why I was heated, because you have a player coming off the practice squad, knowing in the biggest game, right? In the biggest game. And he's over here playing down. He's over here acting like the secondary wasn't the issue, wasn't the cause of it. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna hold these guys accountable, right? If we're gonna preach accountability, you have to go ahead and hold everybody accountable. That was the biggest moment of the game right there and then. And he ended up doing something stupid. If you're gonna point out just that one, there's multiple other penalties in this game that the Bears committed, not just on the refs, not where you could just blame the refs. Multiple times where the Bears continue to shoot themselves in the foot with penalties. So as much as we want to blame the refs, and they deserve a hell of a lot of blame, we gotta hold the players accountable as well, just like we hold the head coach for not having them prepared, not having them ready, and understanding that you cannot do shit like that no more. A kick in the air, cool. Celebrate with your team, walk off. No more of this walking to the sideline, walking towards the sideline, what have you. No more of that crap. That's what it is. And I don't understand why this coaching staff hasn't embedded that in their players. This has been too many times this year where we've seen it. Let's start it back.
It's just rough, man. I don't want to say too much because y'all know how it is, but
you get fined. But tell us.
The one thing that I will say is, you know, on my way to the sideline,
damn near the number.
Hold on.
By the ref, and it's
come on, rewind it. Come on, he just knew what he was going to say.
He just said he got bumped by the ref.
I know, but I wanted him to say it. I didn't want to hear
kicked out of the game.
Hear you say it.
Pass the ref or even touch the ref. If I were to do that to a ref, or even pretty clear, you know, on my way to the sideline, I got hip checked by the ref.
Boom.
And it's pretty clear. If I were to do that to a ref or even touch the ref, you know, we get kicked out of the game and possibly suspended and fined. So I just think that was incredibly inappropriate. And that's all I'll say about that.
That came right as he was throwing the flag. When did you know that the flag was in there and that whole sequence was sort of intertwined?
I had no idea till I got to the sideline. One of our coaches was upset, and he had the right to be. You know,
Coach
that was
McGovern.
a big penalty and a big point in the game, and I cost my team.
Say it
whether I
again.
agree with the call or not, it cost us in a very crucial time. So,
I'm glad he
definitely,
owned it.
Feel a lot of remorse for costing my team, a possible victory. So, but I didn't know until I got to the sideline.
In the moment, what was the reaction when that contact was made as you were going off?
I thought it was accidental. You bump into people on the field. It's football. I didn't even think about it. I was happy. Got a sack. We're in a good position to come back and get the victory. So I didn't even put any thought into it at the moment.
Did you see the video?
Yes. Yeah.
What was your reaction?
It's just a little. I mean, it's upsetting. I just think that it's I think that it's unfair that that he has the ability to do that with no consequence. So.
What do you make of your chance with the Bears here? They just added you, kind of new. They got a couple guys banged up.
I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I've enjoyed my time here with the Bears so far. So, definitely grateful to be here and play for this organization. So,
thanks everybody.
Okay. The fact of the matter is, and yes, it is. I'm glad that he owned it. Okay. I'm glad he owned it. I'm glad that he addressed it. Okay. But it shouldn't have been an issue. You should not have done that. All right. We're watching the game yesterday and we're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Okay. Discipline has been an issue with this team under this coaching staff. Okay. Let's go back last year. The same dude on the Saints gets punched by two different guys. Robert Quinn lines up offside twice, and there are no consequences. You talk about accountability. It's lip service. It's bullshit. That's the fact of the matter. This coaching staff holds nobody accountable. I don't give a damn if you're Robert Quinn and you signed $70 million contract. Pull your ass off the field, talk to the defensive coordinator, and say, hey, listen, get your ass on. Don't be offside again. Don't fucking be offside again. Because you gave them 5 yards, you gave them a first down, you gave them life. Don't do that shit again, or you're sitting on the bench for the rest of the game. Because I can't trust you. Period. Now get your ass back in the game. That's what a defensive coordinator does. That's what a real defensive coordinator does. And a real defensive coordinator doesn't put a $70 million pass rusher in coverage. You don't put him in coverage and a key third down. He's paid $70 million to go forward, not to go backwards. So there's plenty of blame to go around every single where. And it's bothersome because you have the ability, you had a victory against a good team right there. Justin Fields, breakout game, comes from behind, drives down the field for a touchdown, damn it. For a touchdown. Not a field goal, which would have been great if that's all we needed, but a touchdown. You needed a touchdown, and he gets you a touchdown. Takes you all the way down the field with a big play to Allen Robinson. Great play. He's out of the pocket, finds Darnell Mooney, who toe taps to the side of the end zone. Touchdown. You should be celebrating now, but because your incompetence, because your refusal to hold people accountable, you lost. And what if I tell my players this? I've told them this ever since I've been coaching. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. If you take care of the little things, there are no big things. You line yourself up 4 inches back, Robert Quinn. There's no offsides. Twice. You don't go toward the other sideline after you sack a quarterback on third down to get yourself off the field. They don't score to kick a field goal. They don't score on that drive. These things need to be done, and the coaching staff does not hold people accountable, and it's bullshit. Bullshit. And you need to take a player out, you need to yell at him, and you need to let him know, you do this again today, you are done, because I can't trust you. Your teammates can't trust you. I don't give a damn what your contract is. It's about trust. And your teammates can't trust you that you're going to line up on sides every single time. If you can't line up on sides, what good are you to us? So this is why. Their inability to hold the refusal, not inability, because you could hold people accountable. You choose not to because of contracts. The refusal to do that, the refusal of Matt Nagy to stand up for his team. To stand up for his team and say we got screwed by the officials. He doesn't have the cojones to do that, the balls to say that. Oh, because you got fined $20,000, $50,000. Oh, is it really going to affect your couple $1 million salary? I guarantee you there'll be people who a GoFundMe would have been started and say, hey, now you acted like a real head coach. Now you acted like a man. You're a coward and a fraud. And this is exactly why he needs to be gone from this team, from this organization, and this God-blessed city.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised at that at all. So, I mean, if it shocked you, anybody last night, you haven't been watching the press conferences. You haven't been seeing this guy week in and week out for 4 years. Give us the same. I mean, honestly, I pretty much can go ahead and sync up a audio of a press conference from 2019 with a press conference from any game this year, and it might sound the same. Maybe replace a couple of the names, but I think it'll sound exactly the same. Spineless, like Armando said, you called him a coward. Yeah, all those words to me, they're right on. They're spot on. You can't, regardless of whether the rule is agreed upon or not, right? At a certain point, you got to say something. And half of those, like more than half, I would say, were just egregiously wrong by the officiating, right? The Justin Fields hits in particular, right? There's a couple horrible pass interference calls, but the hits on Justin Fields were the ones that got me where I was pissed. I was already pissed prior to the taunting call because of just how many times the Bears seem to have him on the ropes, and all of a sudden here's a hold, or all of a sudden here's a illegal formation. You know what I mean? Illegal. There was just so many things where the Bears shot themselves in the foot. Everything else that the officials did was it all snowballed into one big thing. You know what I mean? For me, I feel like Matt Nagy, every time he comes up to the podium after he came back from COVID, it looks like a man that, Armando said it best. He knows his days are done. He knows his days are done.
You know what? And here's the sad part. Nobody gives a damn about him. Nobody wants to hear from him.
Not at all. Not at all.
Nobody wants to hear from him. Give me Bill Lazor. Give me a guy who's going to shoot us straight. Give us a guy who's going to keep it honest. Keep it a buck with us, man. Keep it real with us. Stop lying to us. Stop giving us fluff. Stop skirting questions. Stop giving us superfluous information that we don't ask for. Stop going off on a tangent or 3-minute answer for a question that could have been answered in 35 seconds. Get to the point. So the fact that I cannot wait until this guy's gone. And hashtag fire stupid ass Nagy. That's my new hashtag. Fire stupid ass. Hashtag fire stupid ass Nagy. Because this is ridiculous. And as a coach, as a coach myself, the fact that you don't stick up for your players when they were the calls against them were egregious, lopsided, and clear and evident. And you don't stand up for your players. What kind of man are you? What kind of coach are you? Because you're afraid of the fine?
He's afraid of the fine, and he's afraid of what Virginia and what Ted and what George are going to say to him when he comes back if he goes ahead and actually says something like a man. If he actually says something with his chest, he's afraid more. He's afraid exactly like you said, Shawn. The fine. What these 3 idiots over there up in House Hall are thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Ryan Pace, Ted Phillips, and George McCaskey. You know, he's worried about the political bullshit more than he's worried about winning football games. The whole organization is more worried about political bullshit and making $1 for the McCaskey name than actually having the namesake in the Bears. The biggest ticket that you have, meal ticket that you have. Instead of making sure they're perennial contenders and winners year in and year out, you're worried about getting nice guys and yes men who are just going to toe the company line for you and continue to milk your $1 billion business.
You know, our guy Phil Latoshan, he talks about it all the time on his network, the Tape Never Lies network, and he talks about politics over performance. Okay, and that's what it is: politics over performance. And you can't have that. Big shout out to Phil. You can't have politics over performance. All right, and I understand there's some political parts of this game. Okay, but when it comes down to it, you're down to winning, and you have to hold. There's a certain thing. Certain men can lead men. Others can't. Okay. Football is the alpha male sport of alpha male sports. Okay. It is testosterone on steroids. It's testosterone on steroids. You need a man, a real man, a man's man to lead those type of men. Matt Nagy is not one of those men. It has been documented time in and time out, time and time again. It's been documented. This guy needs to go. I'm frustrated because yesterday what we should be celebrating is Justin Fields' first comeback victory on the road in a hostile environment on national TV, where the country, the nation, and the world is watching. The nation and the world are watching. And he comes back, brings his team back, not for a field goal, not got him into field goal position. He got him a touchdown. Everything that Justin Fields was hyped up to be, he is that and then some. And all the people who had questions about whatever questions they had for Justin Fields can go eat shit now. Okay? Chris Sims. I love how you did the Deion Sanders a couple weeks ago and backpedal. Oh, well, maybe I shouldn't have had Justin Fields so low. Well, no shit, asshole.
He's the same guy.
What were you watching? What were you watching? Was it the national championship game that made him go low? Or maybe the year before when he was in the college football playoffs? What made you have him so low? And then backpedals, oh, once he starts playing well, oh, I guess I shouldn't have. Okay, you obviously don't have talent. You don't have the eye. You know, you don't have the eye for talent. And it's okay. It's okay that you don't have the eye for talent because it takes special people to have an eye for talent. Just because you played the game doesn't mean you have an eye for talent. It means you have the ability to play the game. It doesn't mean you have the ability to spot talent of others who can. Let's not get it twisted. So just because you get people who played the game, don't take their word for law. You make them show you why. And that's the problem people have. Well, he played the game. Really? You speak English and you can't put a fucking sentence together. So explain that to me. Your whole life and you can't put a damn sentence together. But you speak English. People, stop taking the words of people because they play the sport. Watch them, listen to them, and can they prove to you their point? Can they prove to you their point without saying, well, I played the game. I was an all-pro. I wasn't all this. I wasn't all that. That don't mean shit about your ability to evaluate talent. We got to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we have more Bears conversation. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on SportsZone Chicago.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash on the SportsZone Chicago.
The kick is on its way. Long enough. High enough. That kick is good. Boswell. An incredible night at Heinz Field has put the Steelers on top with 26 seconds to go.
The action courtesy the Steelers Radio Network. 29-27 the win over the Bears last night. Chris Boswell with a 40-yard field goal to win it. Pittsburgh able to hold on despite a 21-point rally by the Bears in the fourth quarter. The Bears have dropped 4 in a row and are 3-6 overall. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh with wins in 4 straight. They're 5-3. A big night for Boswell. He's the first player in NFL history to make 2 50-plus yard field goals, make a game-winning field goal, and recover an opponent's fumble all in the same game. He did it in the fourth quarter alone. NHL tonight, the Blackhawks host the Penguins. Download the free Score app. Lightning fast updates so you never miss a thing. That's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. I'm Chuck Sanders. That's the Sports Flash on the SportsZone Chicago.
When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes. It's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop.
Gingerbread on the side.
He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning at SportsZone Chicago on this. It's not a Bears victory Tuesday.
Debacle Tuesday.
It's debacle Tuesday, like Armando said. We do have to look at the silver lining in this cloud, and the only silver lining is that Justin Fields has made his statement and shown the NFL he's ready. He's shown the NFL he is here. He's shown the NFL he's going to be a goddamn problem for a lot of people, despite this stupid head coaching staff. Okay, this incompetent coaching staff, he's still going to be a problem for NFL teams, NFL defenses. Wait till he gets a quarterback, a coordinator, and a coach who has an idea, who has a clue. Wait till he get better receivers. Wait till they put him on a turf field so he can accelerate and he can maximize his potential. Because we're in November, we're coming in December. Guess what? There's going to be rain and slush and just it's going to be a shit show. And you want a 4-4 guy to be able to run in that? You want receivers who are 4-3 and 4-4 to run in that? You negate your speed when it rains by keeping that turf at Soldier Field. So here's the question. When you move to Arlington Heights or wherever the hell you're going to move, are you going to keep grass? Because according to your research, injuries are the same. Keep grass at your new spot. Why don't you?
Injuries are the same, but speed isn't.
You paid all this money for speed. Khalil Mack, Robert Quinn, Bird, Goodwin, Darnell Mooney. All this money for speed, and you put him on a slow track. You tell me one team built around speed that doesn't play on turf. Tell me. Show me. Show me. Anybody you watching, show me one team built with speed that doesn't play on turf. There are none. I take that back. There is one. The Bears. The Bears. This goes to show you the inept decision-making of the people high above. You could have field turf in there for Sunday. You could have field turf in there for Sunday if you want. Get those jokers out there tomorrow. Hell, you should have had them out there today. But hey, you wasted money on players, waste money on a field, on a fast track to give your team an advantage, to maximize the potential of your pass rushers, to maximize the potential of your wide receivers, to maximize the potential of your kick returners. But you won't do that. You'll pay some bums all this extra money. You'll give Robert Quinn $70 million for lining up offside, giving them first downs, giving them extra life. But you won't pay $6-7 million, if that, for field turf that can be done in a week. Ridiculous. You're a joke. The Bears are a joke, and it's frustrating that I'm a Bears fan. It really is. And these are the times that it's very frustrating because it starts at the top, and you have incompetent, inept, narcissistic people leading. That shit trickles down. Self-centered, that shit trickles down. It trickles down to Ryan Pace. Where are you, Ryan Pace? Aren't you upset at the bullshit calls? Aren't you? You know your job's on the line, Papa. I don't know if you know that or not. Your job's on the line. Not just Nagy's. There needs to be after every week you can send video to the NFL to be reviewed. First of all, that needs to be done, but you need to put them on notice. Because other players, other teams don't get that type of rim job that we got. That was embarrassing how lopsided the penalties were. And there are a couple late for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and okay, it's fine, but not in key moments. You know, there are so many good things that happened yesterday. David Montgomery comes back looking like a damn stud. Khalil Herbert ran well. Offensive line played well. Larry Borum, that dude's got an attitude like a son of a gun. And all he's doing is getting better. All this guy's doing is getting better. You know, the offense did look a little sluggish or clunky, as I don't know who asked the question. But I'll tell you this. We get credentials next year. We probably won't have to get COVID tests or have a vaccination because I'm not getting vaccinated. I think it's bullshit. Don't get me started on that nonsense. But when we get credentials, I can guarantee you I will not have them long. I can guarantee you I might not have them for the whole season. Why? Because I'm going to ask tough questions. I'm going to ask questions that fans want to hear, that I, as a former football player, professional football player, as a coach, want to hear from. I want to ask questions I want answers to. Not, what did you see there? Coach, why are you going to take it up with the officials? Because unfortunately there were some bad calls. You want to comment on the bad calls, on the late hits to Justin Fields, on this and this and this? How can this continue to happen against you and you're not getting calls when they're egregious and they're not to the letter of the law? No comment. Okay. I'm going to ask good football freaking questions. You want to take my credentials? Then take my damn credentials. That's why everyone's pussyfooting around these tough questions in the pressers. They're going to get their credentials taken away. Your job as a reporter to ask tough questions. Ask the tough questions. Did you think that call was wrong? Was egregious? Was erroneous? It's not about not even being disrespectful, Hassem. HR, it's not about being disrespectful. No. I'm not, because I would not be disrespectful. I'm a coach. He's a coach. There's a bond that I would have with him, that we are coaches. But you could ask the question and be direct and blunt about it. And no, never disrespectful. I don't want anyone being disrespectful to me or parents or anything else. Not that I get interviewed. But there's a fraternity when you're a coach, like you don't disrespect, it come out at him and say, oh, well, hey, why are you so dumb enough not to call that? No. Coach, what were you thinking in this? You had 43, you hadn't scored all, or you hadn't converted all game, and today you want and this down. Why did you give me your thought on why you want to do this again and run this play? Ask the tough questions. This was a game that could have turned this franchise around, could have turned this season around. Could have turned the season around for the Bears. Think of the newspaper. Think of the feeling that your team would have had if they had won. If the stupid taunting penalty didn't happen. If your stupid $70 million man doesn't line up off sides. Twice. Not once, but twice. I said, when I have credentials. Because I'm not getting vaccinated. I got to be vaccinated. You have to be vaccinated to get credentials. I'm not getting vaccinated. You, Ivan, we can get you in there because you're vaccinated. I'm not getting that. I'm not. So next year when
cool. So let's do that shit because I'm ready to ask the same questions you're about to ask. No disrespect, but it's hard. Like you could, first of all, you could barely hear anybody in the fucking asking questions, which is an issue with me because I hate having to go right to the speaker to listen to Biggs or whoever the hell. But second, it just seems like everybody just wants to be nice. Everybody just wants to be, doesn't want to be the guy to say, hey, you know how you screwed that up, coach? How do you feel about that? How are you going to fix that with yourself? Remember when you screwed it up last week again? Why is this a consistent thing? Things like that. And not necessarily screwed it up, but God, it has to be better than just, the vanilla bullshit that these guys ask.
It has to be, and it's going to be, and this is a problem with this organization. And there's trigger words. They're words for the year, collaboration, accountability, and that's all they are, words. Okay, I've been involved in 45, close to 50 football seasons. I played football for 30 years, and I coached it for 50. Now my 16th season. Okay, I'm 46 seasons into football. Okay, 46 seasons into football. I have a good grasp on this. A pretty good grasp from both sides, from the player and from a coach's perspective. You're damn right why he wasn't taken out of the game. Hey, Demetrio, thanks for tuning in, Papa. Hey, I said it earlier. After that first one, you pull his ass out. You pull his ass out of the game. You get on the horn with the defensive coordinator, and Shawn Desai says, "Look, get your ass back. If you line up offsides again, you're done for the game. Get your ass back. Do not let me catch you offsides again. If you are, you're done for the game. Get your ass back in the game." That simple. That quick. It's one play, he's out. One play, he's out. That's all it takes is what a real coach does. One play, you come out. You chew his ass out, throw him back in there. It doesn't happen again. Because if it does, then he has to sit. And if someone says, hey, you know what? Why is our $70 million man sitting? Why? Because I don't trust him. I don't trust him. His teammates can't trust him. He can't line. No. I take that back. He won't line up on sides.
That's the thing.
He continues to do his own thing and lines up offsides.
That's the thing. He won't line up offside. That you said that's a perfect way to say it. He wouldn't line up on sides. He was trying to gain a step, whatever that amount of space he took over the line. He was trying to get an edge, but the first time, all right, it screwed us. The second time, that's it doesn't even need Shawn Desai to be like, hey, you're fucking done for the rest of the game. It's line the fuck up. Don't you see what the hell's going? It's just a quick addressing it. You don't have to say, you're going to be done for the game. Just emphasize once more. Be onside. We can't afford penalties. This team was honestly, the Pittsburgh Steelers won because they had 100 and something yards, 15 yards in penalties from the Chicago Bears. So if you add 115 yards to that offense, because honestly the Bears did a good job against Pittsburgh.
Yes, they did.
What do they have? They have exactly what they got in 29-27 in a victory. So it just little things like that from Shawn Desai. I know HR had mentioned Nagy and Desai are one and the same. Look at them; they are the way that they address the media, the way that they talk about how they address their players and the issues that are going on with their units, with their team. It's all the same. Vanilla BS. I'm going to toe the company line and just feed you what the organization wants me to feed you. You don't have to go ahead and threaten people, but you could put a point of emphasis with how you go ahead and speak and address the issue.
Demetrio has a good question where he said, you think defense should be blitzing more and making opposing QBs, especially Big Ben, who can't run, make a play? Hell yeah. Okay. Now, you don't blitz them right away. Okay, toward the end of the game, okay, remember, coming in, Pittsburgh was the team that got rid of the ball the fastest in the NFL. 2.34, 2.35 seconds. Okay, he was getting rid of it. Okay, you're not going to get pressure on a guy when he releases the ball in 2.3 seconds. There's no way. Just no way. All right. So what you do is you need good coverage. And the fact that they were getting him, the fact that he was moving off his spot, the fact that they were getting sacks, the fact that they were hitting Big Ben tells you one thing. The secondary played their ass off. Because Big Ben's not holding the goddamn ball if his receivers are open. So the fact that he's moving around that pocket, the fact that he's buying time, stepping up in the pocket, stepping in, stepping over, means the DBs played a hell of a game. That's what that means. Okay? You did. I was just about to say that. So once you get that, okay, and you see, okay, my DBs are able to cover these wide receivers, now I'm blitzing. You got to get a feel of the game. I'm telling you, I was a defensive coordinator, so I'm speaking from experience. You got to get a feel for the game. Are my DBs on today? Are my DBs on? Yes, they are. Okay, good. Now I'm bringing pressure. Let me get you two-man, whatever you like to call it. I have two safeties deep. Everybody else press. Man coverage. I got two guys over the top. I'm bringing a blitzer. I'm bringing a linebacker or two, depending how many guys they have going out in the routes. And if my guy goes out or your guy goes out, they need to be putting pressure on guys who can't run, guys who can't move. He's 39 years old. We need to hit the son of a bitch. We need to hit his ass. I know he's big. Guess what? That shit hurts too. I don't give a damn how big you are. You put a face mask in someone's ribs, that shit hurts. You hit someone on the shoulder, that shit hurts. There's ways to be felt. And I talked about this. How many times have I talked about this season, Ivan? There are no dogs on this defense. Maybe Roquan Smith.
I mean, there's Roquan. I'd say Roquan and Khalil. But
no, I don't even say Khalil. Fuck Khalil.
You got guys. Khalil's there. You got guys that are. You got Houston Carson, who's a hard worker, but there's not many. I want one of my safeties to be a dog. I mean, you got Gibson, who's all right. He's not that nasty motherfucker that you would want back there. Eddie's definitely not that guy. Roquan is I'd say just Roquan. You got Roquan. You got Khalil.
Khalil's not a dog, dude. Khalil's talented. He'll sack you.
Dude, Khalil Mack right now is probably the third best pass rusher physically in the league. He honest to God, if with Khalil Mack, you're the best pass rusher, tied for number one in the league in sacks. Without Khalil Mack, it's a struggle just to get pressure.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Are you afraid of him putting his face mask through you and hurting you, or are you just afraid of a sack?
I'm afraid of him lifting up my 345-pound lineman like it's nothing with one arm and throwing him aside and then going after my quarterback.
When was the last time you saw him hit a quarterback? He doesn't hit. He throws him down. Okay. There's you cannot hit above the head, but you can definitely drive through a quarterback. That's what I'm talking about. He's
Roquan's
not
a dog, man.
nasty enough. Khalil Mack is supremely talented. No, he is, in your opinion, okay. In my opinion, no. He is supremely talented. I cannot argue his talent whatsoever. You know who I think is a dog? Or Ray Lewis. You know what I think is Ed Reed. These are guys that'll hit you and hit you and hit you and hit you. Khalil Mack's not a hitter. He's a tackler. He'll hit the quarter. He'll get the quarterback. He'll throw him down. How many times have you seen Khalil Mack run through a quarterback? Not many. He gets to the quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Please, he is not. I am not debating his talent. He is top 2, top 5 in the NFL. I want a dog. I want someone they're scared of.
Teams aren't scared of Khalil Mack. Teams game plan their entire offense to avoid Khalil Mack.
It's not about the sack, dude. It's not about.
So he's the best player. He's the best player on the field without being a dog. I don't see how that works.
Okay. Trust me. Here's what I want. The fact that the way it's not how you play. It's not that you play. It's how you play. The fact that you can get to the quarterback is great. The fact that you can do all that is great. But here's the thing. I wouldn't have an issue being hit by Khalil Mack. I'd have an issue getting hit by Ray Lewis. When Ray Lewis, who would you think hits harder? Ray Lewis or Khalil Mack? Come on back, Ivan. Who do you think, in your watching football, who hits harder, Khalil Mack or Ray Lewis?
What are you talking about? Him on an open field, linebacker free? Khalil Mack plays a different position than Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis will have a
you're not answering my question.
Well, you're not allowing me to answer the question. Ray Lewis will have a head of steam downfield
with
open field. I sound like, are you going to let me talk or no? Because you're talking about Khalil Mack is not a dog. That's the dumbest shit I've heard all year. How is he affects everything on the defensive line? That makes absolutely no sense for you to say this. You're just talking about Ray Lewis, a retired Hall of Fame middle linebacker who comes downhill, plays a different position, has enough room to run and gain speed and then lay your ass on you, and a guy who takes triple teams and then has to go ahead and sack the quarterback at the same time. He's not a dog. It just doesn't make sense, Shawn. It doesn't make sense. Khalil Mack is a dog regardless of how hard he hits.
Okay. You stick. That's your story. You're sticking to it. Good. You do that because I'm sticking to mine. Because you never answer my question. You never answered my question. You just did a naggy. I said you hit harder.
Khalil Mack.
Okay. Well, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're entitled to your opinion, but it's wrong. Because you tell me when Khalil Mack has laid somebody out. You tell me when and we've seen there's plenty. Just go on YouTube and you'll see when Ray Lewis lays people out. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. It's not that you play. You act as if I'm saying Khalil Mack is not a great player. Khalil Mack is an exceptional player, a Hall of Fame player. Okay. What I'm talking is you're afraid. You don't want to get sacked by him. Ray Lewis, you didn't want to get hurt by him. There's a big difference. There's a huge difference. He's going to sack me. This guy can hurt me. Sack, I'll get up. He's going to tap me on my butt. I got you this time. Or hurt. I might not play football again. I might be carted off and be out for a couple of weeks. Big difference. Big difference. And if any of you don't think that Ray Lewis hits harder, go watch some YouTube. Go watch some of the hits that Ray Lewis has. Compare them to the hits that Khalil Mack has. I am not denying his talent. I am not saying he is not one of the best 2 or 3 best pass rushers in the NFL. I'm saying he's not nasty. He is supremely talented. He'll take guys. He have a hip toss to do because the dude was on him too long. Okay, that's great. You do that to the quarterback? No, you throw them down. That's what I'm talking about. It's a mentality. You can get guys, and we've all played with guys who were supremely talented, just weren't nasty. They were successful, they just weren't nasty. That's what I want. That's what. Don't get me wrong. I'm not giving Khalil Mack back. I'm not saying he sucks and I want him off the team. That's where you're taking it personal. I'm not saying that. I've never said that. What I'm saying is he doesn't go to hurt people. He doesn't go through people. That's the difference. That is different. Because when your guy is hurting quarterbacks and running backs, have you seen Khalil Mack hit a running back and get him out of the game? No, he'll tackle him. He's a tackler. He makes tackles. He doesn't put the fear of God in you that I might not get up. That's what Ray Lewis did.
You don't think quarterbacks are worried about getting blindsided by Khalil Mack and not getting up?
No, he doesn't hit him. He doesn't hit him. He throws him down.
Dude, he's getting tackled every play. Just the fact that he gets to the quarterback after being double, triple team checked and then tackled on is a miracle. You can't tell me a running free Khalil Mack. If Khalil Mack runs free, if they allow Khalil Mack to run free, you think quarterbacks aren't worried?
Nope.
You think quarterbacks aren't worried if a Khalil Mack for some reason, because you game plan for Khalil Mack,
I'm trying to answer your question. And you keep asking me a game plan. You asked me a question. Do I think that quarterbacks aren't free? First of all, I can't speak for them. But if you look at what he's done, he does not run through quarterbacks. He'll grab them and throw them down. He'll throw them down like yesterday's trash. Pick a game this year. When he comes off a stunt, pick a game this year. Pick a game this year. Well, any game you want. Pick a game. Pick a game. And we'll find a sack. He's had a sack in damn near every game, so it's not difficult. Pick a game. He comes through clear. On a couple of them, he gets the corner, he hits the quarterback, turns and rolls and throws him down.
And doesn't take a penalty. Running through the quarterback and slamming him on the ground is a penalty, right?
Now,
he does a smart thing. He does a smart thing and doesn't take the penalty, is what you're saying.
So let me
again. They game plan for Khalil Mack. They game plan for Khalil Mack, and he's not able to come free at any point. At any point, there's a body on Mack. At every point in the game, there's at least two bodies on Mack.
So you mean to tell me when you come through that you can't put a shoulder into the quarterback? I didn't say. You add stuff to make.
You're talking about put the fear of God driving through a motherfucker, Shawn. That's what you're talking about.
So can I explain, or do you want to keep jumping in because you want to be right? What I'm saying is you can inflict punishment and still not get a penalty. If you come and you drive your shoulder through his chest, through his ribs, you don't have to fall on him. You don't have to drive him to the ground to affect people. Khalil Mack, you talked about. Listen, you keep making it seem like if people are coming in now, you make it seem like I don't think Khalil Mack is a superstar. He is a superstar, hands down. He's just not nasty like I like him, like I want him.
All right, we'll disagree on that.
Okay. Do you want to go pull some film up and have it ready for Wednesday or Friday and look at Khalil Mack's sacks?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, wonderful. I know you'll see him throwing people down because
you'll see him doing what the NFL allows, like Armando said.
But wait a minute. How come everybody else gets to do that to our quarterback? Everyone else gets to hit our quarterback. They get to put their shoulders in our quarterback, okay? But he can't do that to other quarterbacks because he's going to get what? Fined? No, you know what? You push the limits and say, okay, I can do this. If you're Khalil Mack, you try and hurt people legally. No cheap shots. I'm saying you try and run through the quarterback, not drive him through the ground. You can run full speed. A quarterback may not see you. You can right through him. Shoulder right in his chest, shoulder in his stomach. That causes pain. That quarterbacks will be fearful.
And what do you do once the shoulder's in his stomach, though? How does your body like stop from taking him into the ground after you put your shoulder in his stomach and go. It's going to be a penalty.
No, it's not.
It's going to be a penalty.
Okay, so they do this to our quarterbacks. They do it to Justin Fields. They just do other quarterbacks in the league, but he can't do it to other. He can't.
Khalil's gotten penalties. Khalil's gotten ticky-tack penalties too. I don't agree with all the penalties, but if he goes ahead and tries to lay somebody out like a Lawrence Taylor or a Ray Lewis, first of all, he's never going to come free to do that. It's just not going to happen. He's always going to have 2 to 3 guys on him. But if he ever were to, and he puts his shoulder through the quarterback and drives him to the ground, he will get a penalty.
No one, see, you keep saying on this, drive him through the ground. I have not said that. I have not said that. I have not said that. You have said that. I have not said that. So you mean to tell me you can't run straight? You can't run in this. So you've never stood there and ran right into a dude. You stood up, the dude fell down. That's never happened to you playing football. That's never happened to you.
That's fine. That's fine. No, that's fine.
Then that's what he needs to do. Then that's what he needs to do.
That's fine. But that's going to happen every time. You're gonna be able to just boom shoulder check a player every time. There's bigger quarterbacks in this league, Shawn.
I don't care how big you are. If you're running. Okay, you're first of all, the quarterbacks are standing in the pocket. You act as if the quarterback is a running back coming at you full speed.
Find the time when he comes out free, though. That's what he's. Dude, you saw Roquan under the delay. You saw Roquan under the delay.
He's come free so many times.
Free. Go open. That's a Ray. Wait. You compared Khalil and Ray Lewis. You saw how Roquan came free on that delayed blitz, right? Whole wide open, was able to go ahead and drive through a quarterback. You're not going to get that with Khalil Mack. You're not. He's going to have to beat 4 guys before he gets to the quarterback. No, he's damn near exhausted by the time working through 4 offensive linemen and a tight end by the time he gets to the quarterback. It's just not going to happen.
No, it doesn't, because you know what? There's a thing called stunts. You have end tackle stunts. You can't run them every play because then they get watered down. But there are plenty of plays. When you go back and you do that, make sure you pull up the TE or the ET stunts where Khalil Mack comes inside free. He comes inside free. So no, he's not. He has come free plenty of times, but you just can't run that same stunt every play. So yes, he is going to deal with a tight end, a tackle, a tight end, maybe a running back on multiple plays. But when you need to get on a third down, when they run stunts and he has a free route to the quarterback, he has come free plenty of times this year. Plenty of times. We got to take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, we're going to finish a little Bear talk. We're going to talk Bulls. Bulls with a huge victory yesterday over the Brooklyn Nets. They came to the Madhouse on Madison, and you know what? They said, no. This is Chicago, baby. This is Chicago. You're in our house. I would assume, no. Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This Bulls team played from start to finish. Kevin Durant tried to do his best, but it wasn't enough. What is it? So you think you get a young crew of new wide receivers with more, another wide receiver to help more, and Allen Robinson?
I think he meant Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney. That's the scathing indictment of this coaching staff. Justin Fields, they asked him about his touchdown to Jesse James last week. And he said, you know what? He goes, I was throwing to Jesse James. And he talked about, they asked him with Darnell Mooney. He said Darnell Mooney he would stay after practice with me. This is what they said yesterday on the broadcast. How true it is, I don't know, because they tend to bullshit and stretch the truth as well. All right, because Najee Harris yesterday, after the game, he tweeted out that him being homeless and sleeping in a car was bullshit. He tweeted that out. So they'll stretch the truth for a good story. Okay. Every time one of my guys, I didn't say he lands on him. See, you are not listening to me. You can run through and stop and hit a dude right there and stop and knock him off. If you've ever played football, if you've ever had light and someone's just kind of running, they bump you and you fall. You're not driving yourself through him. You're not driving that person to the ground. You just make sure that when you hit them, they go down. I didn't even know what the hell I was going to say. We got to take a quick break. And we're talking to Bulls on the other side of the break, man, because the Bulls played.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're going to Bulls.
We're talking Bulls.
I thought you were going to keep going for a second.
I was about to keep going. Okay? We got Bulls because the Bulls had a huge game yesterday. Kevin Durant tried to stave off defeat. He couldn't do it. Not at the hands of our Bulls. So we're going to talk a lot about these Bulls coming up next. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on SportsZone Chicago.
AutomotiveMap.com presents the Sports Flash on the SportsZone Chicago.
The kick is on its way, long enough, high enough. That kick is good. Boswell, an incredible night at Heinz Field, has put the Steelers on top with 26 seconds to go.
The action courtesy the Steelers radio network. 29-27 the win over the Bears last night. Chris Boswell with a 40-yard field goal to win it. Pittsburgh able to hold on despite a 21-point rally by the Bears in the fourth quarter. The Bears have dropped 4 in a row and are 3-6 overall. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh with wins in 4 straight. They're 5-3. A big night for Boswell. He's the first player in NFL history to make 2 50-plus yard field goals, make a game-winning field goal, and recover an opponent's fumble all in the same game. He did it in the fourth quarter alone. NHL tonight, the Blackhawks host the Penguins. Download the free Score app. Lightning fast updates so you never miss a thing. That's why the Score app is one of North America's most popular sports apps. I'm Chuck Sanders. That's the Sports Flash on the SportsZone Chicago.
O'Reilly.
When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
That's a no-whip, high-foam, 170-degree, sugar-free gingerbread latte.
Ah, yes. It's gingerbread latte season at Duchesne's Coffee Shop.
Gingerbread on the side.
He'll need a seasonal barista before his cookie starts to crumble.
Anything else? Oh, there's a list.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on SportsZone Chicago on this debacle Tuesday.
I know we're gonna switch to Bulls, but I just got something because it's still with the Cassius Marsh thing. I'm just reading. I'm reading this shit right now, and people are. I get people are upset. People are upset about the taunting rule. It's there. It's deal with it, right? There is the issue that people are bringing up. You got guys running, 50 guys running to the end zone after a big play. Running the length of the field to go to the camera on the other side of the field in the end zone and pose after a big play. The whole defense or whatever guys on the sideline.
That's apples and oranges.
It's exactly what my point. I don't like the rule as much as the next guy, but it's there. The camera in the end zone isn't the sideline of the opposing team. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing it in front of the official going towards the opposing team. Apples and oranges. It was a mistake. It was a mistake for the NFL to enforce this rule. It was a mistake by Cassius Marsh, knowing that they're enforcing this rule, to do what he did.
Yeah, that's out. When you have people who do stuff like that, they're just trying to win an argument. Okay, I'm not trying to win, I'm proving my point, and I'll win the argument. When you say, well, it's the same thing, it's not the same thing. Okay, it's very similar. Think of baseball. Okay, if a pitcher strikes the guy out, all right, and he looks at his dugout, is that taunting? No. If a pitcher strikes the guy out and then looks at the opposing bench, is that taunting? Yes. Okay, because you're directing your stare to the opponent. Here you're celebrating with your team. So people, let's not be meathead fans. I understand we're passionate, but don't be a stupid fan. Don't be a meathead fan. Be an intelligent football fan. It doesn't subtract your passion for the sport. Don't add stupidity in there. Apples and oranges. You're 100% correct, Ivan. Apples and oranges. Just don't be a dumb meathead fan. Be an educated fan. Keep your passion where it is, but just be educated. Okay? And you can stay above that minutia and all that bullshit down there. And conversations like, it's the same. running to the screen, running to the camera in the end zone, away from the other team's sideline, as running and looking toward the other. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. These bullies yesterday, I'll tell you what, this Chicago Bulls team, we talked about them yesterday. This Chicago Bulls team is amazing. Okay? They are gritty. They are fiery. They have an attitude. They come to play for 48 minutes. They do not stop. They do not quit. The energy level, finally, we've gotten younger and more athletic. Damn sure more freaking athletic. And the Bulls with a big 118-95 victory yesterday over the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn came to town, and they're a good team. They are a good team. Brooklyn was third or fourth in the East.
Griffin will jump it up.
Brooklyn was 7-4. Well, they were 7-3 coming into the game. The Bulls were 6-3 going into the game. Okay, so two equally yoked teams. Okay, and Brooklyn's tough. I know they're playing without Kyrie Irving. Okay, that's his own thing. And you know what? Here's the thing. Let everybody stay off Kyrie Irving. Okay. This clip courtesy of NBC Sports Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you get that up.
No,
there.
this one's the NBA. I already had it up.
Oh, NBA? Okay.
Yeah, I was just trying this new feature where we go picture in picture.
Okay.
But it cuts off our face. I'll put it up just so we don't get sued. But it was like cutting off your face.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about my face. Make sure you get that up. That's good. People don't need to see me all the time. Sure, they see enough of my ugly ass. They're equally yoked, and I talked about not playing with Kyrie Irving, and people stay off Kyrie Irving. Okay, if you're not going to get on Aaron Rodgers for his refusal to get vaccinated, then don't get on Kyrie Irving. Okay, don't get on Kyrie Irving. All right, here's the thing that people talk about, and a lot of people always worry. It's funny, and I unfortunately I hate really bringing it to a race thing. I really do. Okay, but keep the same energy. If it's okay for Aaron Rodgers not to be vaccinated, okay, then it's okay for Kyrie Irving not to be vaccinated. Now, if you're mad that both of them aren't vaccinated, then cool. Then it's equal opportunity. But don't be, he can do what he wants, but then get mad at Kyrie Irving because he's not playing with his team. Okay? Just be consistent across the board. Is all I'm saying. Like the officials were not last night for the Bears, but I digress.
Right.
I'm going to get fired up again.
No doubt. And there's like a split, I feel like, because talking with the Smoke fellas, majority of them disagree with Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? They disagree with what he's doing. And I tend to agree with both of what Kyrie's doing and what Aaron's doing. Like, people look at it as like they're trying to attack the sport when for them, it's bigger than just football or basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Their decision is there to say that. Like, I'm done trying to make, hyperpolarize like every single situation that goes on. Like it's tiresome. It's cheap at a certain point. You know what I mean? One man's right is just as equal as the other man's right. So I don't see why like people crucify Kyrie or crucify Aaron Rodgers, or even if people do go ahead and prefer one over the other, I feel like that's even more asinine. But it comes down to, if we're going to be accepting, you need to be accepting of people's decisions, even if it doesn't bode well in your opinion.
And that's exactly it, dude. And some people get a tougher road. People are talking about what's the dude's name? Henry Ruggs. Okay, and I was on him too. Part of it because I just don't want black and brown people to keep doing dumb shit. Okay, I do like this little fucking picture-in-picture thing, dude. I like.
Yeah, I know it's badass, and then I could come back, right? And then when I drop, maybe not. Thing. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. So there we go. I come back and it switches back over to another one. But if I go here, yeah, there we go. See, just got to play. Just got to keep playing with it.
Dude, this is dope.
Don't play with it too much, because then
you know. You get hair in your hands. Oh, no, sorry, never mind. Well, yeah, but this Bulls team yesterday looking good. DeMar DeRozan, he dropped 28 points. He's the leading scorer for the Bulls. Zach LaVine, he dropped 24. Ayo DeSumo, Chicago's very own. Morgan Park's very own, 15.7 rebounds. Vucevic, Ball, and Javonte Green each dropped 11 points for the Bulls, as I said, in a 118-95 victory over the Brooklyn Nets. Kevin Durant, he did a double-double. He's a freaking stud, dude. 38 points, 10 boards. LaMarcus Aldridge, 19 and 7 boards. And James Harden, he contributed 14 points and 8 boards. But as I said, it wasn't enough for the Brooklyn Nets. And I'll tell you what, I'd assume though is showing you. And they talked about it yesterday. People don't understand. When I was in college, and I went to school out east. For those of you who don't know, I went to school in Worcester, Massachusetts. Okay. And a lot of my friends were from the East Coast. We got New York, Connecticut, DC, Boston, Jersey, Philly, okay, all up and down. And I was saying, like, dude, there's something about Chicago Hoopers. Like, they're tough, man. They're tough. Not just talented. They're tough. And like, no, I said, that's why we got the best players. Like, no, New York got the best players. Yeah, New York. And all my New York friends, Rucker Park. I'm like, okay, I get it, dude. But you watch Ayo. This dude is fearless. Okay? This dude is fearless. You look at the Hoopers that have come out of Chicago recently. We'll go back to the Mark Aguirre, Isaiah Thomas days, dude, and tell me those two weren't tough. I may not like Isaiah Thomas at all, but I cannot take away his toughness. All right, that was a tough son of a bitch right there. All 6'1" of them, if 6'1". Okay, that dude was tough. Chicago kids, Chicago basketball, Chicago Hoopers are tough. Okay, look at Ayo. One of the things Billy Donovan says, like, his fearlessness is what he saw in him in day one of camp. His fearlessness. Ayo is yanking minutes from people. Like, nah, I'm getting these minutes. Why? Because his athleticism, his youth, his energy,
and his scoring ability. Now that we're looking
at his
it.
Scoring, you're damn right, and his scoring ability. He ain't scared, man. He ain't scared to take a big shot. You know why? The pressure's not on him. This is one of the best things that could have happened to him. He is not required to shoulder the load of this organization. You got Zach LaVine for that. You have DeMar DeRozan for that. You have Nikola Vucevic for that. You have Lonzo Ball for that. You have those guys who are taking and shouldering the load of this organization. And this guy can just grow. This guy can just play. This guy can just develop. That's why this year I was so excited for Patrick Williams, because he would not have been asked to shoulder the load either. There's my Chicago accent coming out. Either. And I have Chicago. You don't know how difficult it is to try and
speak.
Try and speak without my Chicago accent. This over there, I'm telling you, over there, those guys over there. This is why I was so excited for Patrick Williams this year, because he would not have had to have shouldered the load either. He would have been able to develop and grow. Kobe White, develop and grow. Because now I know you're a first-round pick, but now they're not asking you to do everything. You got all these guys who are going to do that for you. You can just develop and grow. Billy Donovan, I am a huge fan of his. I love the way he's using these guys. I love the way he sicks those Dobermans on that second year, that bench mob. I love the way he does it with these. This team is exciting, unreal, and I can't wait to go to a couple of games this year. I really can't. It's going to be fun because this team is one of the best teams in the East. Okay, like, I think their ceiling this year is the Eastern Conference Finals. I don't think they'll make it there. I think they'll get eliminated in a round before, but I think their ceiling this year is the Eastern Conference Finals. and they'll lose to Milwaukee or maybe Philly. Okay, I'd say probably Milwaukee.
They'll lose because of the lack of, well, I don't know how they'll perform, but I think they'll lose because of firepower off the bench. You know what I mean? Like I think some of the benches on some of the top tier teams, especially in the East, I just feel I feel more secure with their benches, especially now that Pat Williams is gone, and he's not the starter, and now you have to go ahead and replace him with somebody else. So it's a little lacking off that Bulls bench. So I think that would be the only unit I would have concern with.
I think the second unit is good. You are right though. When the loss of Patrick Williams is huge, yeah, I guess the second unit could probably be the Achilles heel. Even though they are exciting, they are electric. I just think that they might. I don't know if the core. I'm talking Vooch, Zach, DeMar, and those guys are really gelling together. I think next season, staying healthy, of course. I think that they could get to the NBA Finals. Win it? I don't know. We'll see who they have to face, but they will be a legitimate NBA title contender next year.
And I like the athleticism. I like the athleticism. And don't get off the bench. I really like it. If he continues to build and the scoring ability of his, really blossoms. Now we're working with, now we're cooking with gas. But as of right now, it's just the bench more than anything. Really is just it's not even a point of concern right now because they're playing really well. You know what I mean? But getting into the playoffs, as you know, Shawn, when you get deep there, you're gonna have to be able to match buckets at a certain point with better teams. So I just feel like that maybe not right now, maybe not this year, but you might add somebody else if Pat Williams comes back next year. Obviously, you're gonna bolster up that your starting five, but as of right now, it's only the bench. I like the way that they're playing defense, but scoring-wise, if Io takes off, maybe you really have something there.
I'm okay with, and that could change. All right, we're in the beginning of the season right now. What's up, Willie? Thanks for tuning in, Papa. I appreciate it. That could change. They can hit a stride. They can start hitting a groove, and they can. I'm talking both the first team, the starters, and the bench mop. Okay. And that's why this year without Patrick Williams is going to hurt, because after next season, once these roles are defined, and I'm telling you, imagine Io, Patrick Williams, and or Kobe White on the second unit. Imagine that. Running up and down the court. The talent level is much better than most second unit. These are second round picks. Not journeymen or guys who, 16, 15, 17 years in the league, 8 years in the league, 10 years in the league. These are young kids who will be running up and down the court playing defense, transition basketball. That's why this year was so tough for me when Patrick Williams went down. But we're going to see. We're going to see this team grow. We're going to see this team get better. And literally, and honestly, and you've heard this a lot, but truly the sky's the limit for this team. How well they develop, how well they grow, how well they gel together. If they can literally work out all the kinks, okay, Vooch gets back, he breaks out of this slump. When Vooch breaks out of this slump, you better watch the hell out.
And
you better watch the freak out, man.
And he's just it just seems like he's just off. Like he's, again, it's not wanting to step on anybody's toes. You got two goons on the wings for you. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a guy in Alonzo who can facilitate and manufacture himself. I feel like Vooch is just he's walking on eggshells a little bit too much. Just go ahead.
Yeah.
Play loose.
Damn it.
Play loose. Take your shot. Just keep shooting your shot. For Vooch, keep shooting your shot because they keep getting him open at the top of the key. There's a bunch of times from when I've been watching the Bulls where they find Vooch open off a screen, rolling. And, he just keeps shooting. He's gonna find his shot. He's been more successful of late, but just keep shooting. I feel like Vooch will settle down. He'll start finding his groove, and then you'll see this team really take off. I mean, if you look at last night's game, they were up 20 points in a blink of an eye.
Here's what I need Vooch to do to get out of a slump. I need you to get your ass back down on the post. I need you to get your ass back down on the post and start dominating there. All right. And then when you do, then I want you to come out to the free throw line extended. Start hitting the mid-range jumper. All right. Because you can Vooch, the thing about Vooch, you can put it on the floor. So you pull a guy out. All right. You hit a jumper. God forbid you hit a foul line extended jumper 15, 17 feet. Okay. Now the dude's got to come out at you. And most centers that guard him there's one of two things. They're not quick enough to guard him. And if they are quick enough, they don't have enough weight in their ass to guard him. So whatever they do is wrong. You got a guy who's not good mobility wise and quickness. You pull his ass out. Okay, you got a guy who's a little light in his ass and quicker and can play you and stay with you on defense. Okay, then you back his ass down low. You have to manufacture points. Everybody's so enamored and enthralled with the 3-point shot. Okay, do what you do best. Okay, Vooch. Yeah, you're a good 3-point shooter, but if you can get down low and give me some and ones, get people in foul trouble. When you get it down low, you know it's an automatic 2. Automatic 2 with Vooch. And then what's going to happen? Now they got to collapse. Now you kick it out to Ball. Now you kick it out to Levine. It's that simple. Get him going. What did I tell you? Get him going. Get him going like they got Cartwright going. Remember back in the day, some of you might not be old enough. Back in the day, in 91, 92, 93, Cartwright would have like 10, 12 points in the first quarter, and he finished with 14. They got that dude off. They got him involved, got people in quick foul trouble. Ball kept going through him. Offense kept running through him, but now he started passing. Now they had a double team because he's taking centers off. He's getting 10 points, 12 points in the first quarter. Now all of a sudden you can't single cover him. You have to double team him. And then he dish it out to Paxson or BJ Armstrong or Craig Hodges or Scotty or Mike. And that's how it works. Guys, listen, we had an abbreviated show, man. 2 hours is come and gone. That was quick, fast, and a hurry. Don't worry. Flavor Vision ain't blurry. That was quick, fast. I want to thank everybody. My guy Ivan here. I want to thank my executive producer, Elliot Baez, clearance counsel, my social media guy, my co-host, and Essential Maya Kai. She should be on with us tomorrow. I want to thank you guys. Man, Willie Hill, what's up, Papa? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Bill Olasek, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Hassan, I see you. Demetrio, thank you. Armando Lara Jr., thanks, Papa. Luis Mejia, thank you, Papa. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. Bill Olasek, I don't know if I mentioned you earlier, but thank you for tuning in. Hassem, thank you for tuning in. Luis again. Bobby, Coach Bobby and I coached at Bogan for a couple of seasons. That's my dude right there. We got to get up, man. We definitely got to get up, Coach Bobby. Definitely. Marshawn, what's up, Papa? Daisy. Thank you for tuning in. Sam, Eric Boland, thank you. What else we got up here? Vernon, you know, he's one of the usual cast of characters. Our guy Vernon. Man, tons of people. Man, Eric Boland. Michael Halatek, thank you for tuning in. Man, listen, all you guys, I said Eric Boland. You guys made it a great show. I appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon Central Standard Time. I'm fired up about this. We're going to talk more Bears tomorrow. We're going to talk more Bulls tomorrow. We're going to talk some White Sox tomorrow. We may even talk some Cubs tomorrow. What are the Cubs doing in the offseason? Where are they going to go? All right, Carlos Correa, he just turned down a 5-year?
It was 5 year, yeah, 5 year, 160. It was pretty much the minimum from the Astros.
Mm-hmm. He's like, no, I want 30. I want 35 mil. I want 40 mil. You know, what does that mean for the Cubs? Do they have a shot for him if he's turned down that amount? You know, we're going to talk a little baseball tomorrow. So don't, make sure you tune in tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon Central Standard Time. Guys, thanks for tuning in today. I had to vent. I was pissed. All right. I'm still pissed with Nagy. You know, he's a coward. He's a fraud. And you know what? If I'm one of his players, I have no respect for him anymore. And in my eyes, he's lost that locker room. In my eyes, he's lost that locker room because you needed to defend us for all the bullshit calls and you didn't. Yeah, I'm dumb. I'm true with that guy. It's in the words of the poet laureate, Mike, Vinny, my cousin Vinny, I'm true with that guy. All right. I'm true with that guy. So tune in tomorrow.
Vinny
9 a.m.
Gambini.
Vinny Gambini. Mr. Gambini. Remember Herman Munster, Fred Gwynn, Mr. Gambini, the judge. I'm true with that guy. Tune in tomorrow, man. Another great show. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in. Guys, you make this so fun to do. You got the interaction, everything. So for Elliot, so for Clarence, so for Maya, and so for my guy, Ivan Vargas.
All right, guys, I'll be popping up, talking some more Bears later on today. Just kind of smaller things, better things, positive things, talking about how Justin Fields is the man. A little bit more on the offense because I felt like the offense did a lot of good stuff yesterday despite the loss. And for the record, I don't want to get hit by Ray Lewis either. So just putting it out there.
So my guy, Ivan Vargas, guys, I'm your boy, the Superback Shawn Sierra. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, 9 a.m. Back to a regular show to noon. All right, 9 a.m. to noon tomorrow. Today was only 9 to 11 because I just had a rant. But tomorrow, 9 a.m. to noon Central Standard Time. Make sure you follow SportsZone Chicago social media platforms on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram. We are at SportsZone Chicago. And on Twitter, we are at SportsZone Shy. That's CHI at SportsZone Shy. Now, I got 2 more words for you, folks. We out.